Hey guys, I had an amazing revelation this morning with some parallel verses in Luke, and I wanted to share with you. Specifically, this is about the story of Mary of Magdalene, this woman who was consumed with demons. How does she become apostle to the apostles at the end of her story? All right, so Luke 8:2 tells us that Mary, who was called Magdalene, from whom 7 demons had gone out, this woman contributed and supported Jesus and the disciples in their ministry. She followed alongside of them. She was a part of what was going on, and she was supporting them in the process. So, how does somebody who was so held captive by demons change so drastically? How does that transformation take place? Jesus tells us in Luke 11:24, when the unclean spirit goes out of a man, it passes through waterless places. Seeking rest and not finding any, it says this, "I'll return to my house from which I came." And when it comes, it finds it swept and put in order. Then it goes and takes along 7 other spirits more evil than itself. And they go in and live there. And the last state of that man becomes worse than the first. How did that happen? Well, to me, it's pretty clear. This is what happens when we put our faith and our trust in our works. It's not about what you do. It's about what Christ does through you. That's so important and profound. It's not about what you do. It's not about your works. It's about Christ's work in you. Do you want real change? Do you want real transformation? I promise you, it is possible. Mary went from being completely consumed by demons to being completely consumed with Christ. There's a lot of strategies right now, therapeutic techniques that urge people to empty their minds. And I think it's pretty clear what happens when we completely empty our minds. We're actually inviting things into our life that may make the situation worse than it was before. If you're going to empty your mind, empty it of all things except Christ. Be consumed with Him and His Word and the knowledge of who He is. This is how real transformation takes place. This is how someone goes from having a horrible reputation as this demon-possessed woman to becoming an apostle to the apostles. This woman, who Christ used in amazing ways, that's how it was done. Not through her works, but through Christ's work in her. She chose not to just empty herself, not to try to do things her way, but to be just fully consumed with Christ. And as a result, she was used fully, and she was completely transformed into a new person. The Holy Spirit came in, and just this whole beautifying process took place. And she was something she was not before, because she was beginning to truly reflect the person she was always called to be. So I urge you to do that today as well. Don't put your trust and your faith in your own works. Put your trust and your faith in the God who works in you. The God who gave you the gift of the Holy Spirit as a deposit, as just an acknowledgement. As amazing as the Holy Spirit is, it's this is a deposit and a promise of what is to come. And that Holy Spirit, who is fully God, who is part of that Holy Trinity, man, He will come in, He will guide, He will teach, He will point you to Christ. That's what He's there for. He will beautify and make you a new person. So anyway, just something amazing to reflect on today. Hope you guys have a great one.